Commander Du-hyun stood at the command center of his massive warship, looking at the blue planet on the main screen. Earth looked peaceful and defenseless from this distance. His fleet of 500 warships had traveled for 3 months to reach this small solar system at the edge of the galaxy. "Commander, all ships report ready for invasion," Lieutenant Ha-won said, standing straight and tall beside him. Her silver uniform gleamed under the bright lights of the bridge. Do-hyun nodded slowly, a small smile forming on his face. "Excellent. Our scans show they have only reached their moon. They have a few primitive satellites and a small space station. This will be the easiest conquest of my career." But Ha-won did not share his confidence. She had been studying Earth's transmissions and military movements for the past week. Something felt wrong. "Sir, may I share some concerns?" "Of course, Lieutenant. You are my most trusted advisor," Do-hyun said, turning to face her. Ha-won walked to the main control panel and brought up several images on the screen. "These are Earth's military bases from our latest scans. Look at their deployment patterns." She pointed to various locations across the planet. "They appear random, but I noticed something strange." Do-hyun looked closer at the images. "What do you mean?" "The humans are moving their forces in ways that make no tactical sense, unless—" She paused, choosing her words carefully. "Unless they know we are here and are trying to confuse us." Do-hyun laughed. "Impossible. Our ships are completely hidden from their primitive scanning technology. Besides, their worldwide communications show no sign of alarm or emergency." At that moment, Captain Jaiho's voice came through the communication system. "Commander, we have completed our final scan of Earth's defenses. They have no energy shields, no space weapons, and their most advanced fighters cannot even leave their atmosphere. We can begin the invasion whenever you give the order." "You see," Do-hyun said to Ha-won, "they are helpless. By tomorrow, Earth will be another proud addition to the Galactic Confederation." Ha-won looked again at the tactical display. Something caught her eye. A slight energy reading near Earth's moon that appeared and disappeared quickly. "Commander, I just detected an unusual energy spike. Probably just their primitive satellites malfunctioning," Do-hyun said dismissively. "Their technology is centuries behind ours. This victory will bring me great honor, and you will all share in the glory." The bridge crew worked at their stations, preparing for the invasion. But Ha-won could not shake her feeling of unease. She noticed that Earth's military communications had gone completely silent in the last hour. Even their civilian communications seemed too normal, too peaceful. "Sir," she tried one last time, "in my years of service, I have never seen a planet this calm before an invasion. They should be detecting some sign of our presence, showing some kind of unusual activity." Do-hyun put his hand on her shoulder. "You worry too much, old friend. Their sensors are like stone tools compared to our quantum systems. They cannot see us. Now send the signal to all ships. We attack at dawn, Earth time. We will strike their major military installations first, then their governments. The humans will surrender before their sun sets tomorrow." As the crew began sending orders to the fleet, Ha-won walked to the observation window. Earth's blue oceans and white clouds looked so peaceful. But as she watched, she noticed something odd about the movement of their satellites. It was almost as if— No, she told herself. The commander was right. Humans were a primitive species that had barely reached their own moon. This would be an easy victory. Still, she made a note to keep her shift shields at maximum power during the first attack, just in case. Little did they know, deep inside a mountain base on Earth, Admiral Yeonwoo was smiling as she watched the alien fleet's every movement on her quantum radar screen. "Just a few more hours," she whispered. "Let them think they have the advantage." The alien fleet moved silently through space, drawing closer to Earth with each passing moment. Lieutenant Ha-won sat at her monitoring station, watching the readings from their advanced sensors. Something strange was happening with Earth's satellites. They were moving in perfect patterns, too perfect for what should be independent operators. "Commander Do-hyun," she called out, "I have detected another unusual reading." Do-hyun walked over to her station, his footsteps echoing on the polished floor. "What is it this time, Lieutenant?" "All Earth communications have stopped completely. Not just military channels, but civilian ones too. The entire planet has gone silent." She pointed to her display screen, showing the empty communication channels. Do-hyun frowned. Perhaps their primitive systems are failing. It happens often with developing worlds. "No, sir." Ha-won shook her head. "The shutdown was too coordinated. All channels went dark at exactly the same second." Captain Jaiho's voice came through the ship's speakers. "Commander, my ship has detected unusual energy readings from Earth's moon. They appeared for just 3 seconds, and then vanished." "Show me," Do-hyun ordered. The main screen lit up with a replay of the energy spike. It was small but clear, a burst of quantum energy that shouldn't exist on a world this primitive. Do-hyun's confidence began to waver slightly. "Send probe ships to investigate," he commanded. 3 should be enough. 3 small, unmanned ships detached from the fleet and moved toward Earth's moon. They were the most advanced scout vessels in the Confederation, impossible to detect with primitive technology. The entire bridge crew watched and waited. The probes passed the moon's orbit without incident, but as they approached Earth's upper atmosphere, something unexpected happened. All 3 probes disappeared at once. "What just happened?" Do-hyun demanded. Ha-won's fingers flew over her control panel. "Unknown, sir. There was no explosion, no debris. They simply vanished." In her mountain base on Earth, Admiral Yunwoo watched her quantum display with satisfaction. The alien probes had been captured intact, just as planned. Her scientists were already studying their technology. "Send the message to all defense stations," she ordered. "Operation Silent Shield is working perfectly. Maintain complete communications blackout." Back on the alien command ship, Do-hyun called an emergency meeting with his top officers. They gathered in the ship's strategic command center, surrounded by holographic displays of Earth. "Our invasion plan may need adjustment," Do-hyun admitted reluctantly. "Lieutenant Ha-won, share your concerns with everyone." Ha-won stood and showed the data she had gathered. Earth's military bases are moving in patterns that suggest coordination. Their satellites are perfectly positioned for something, though we don't know what. And now this complete communication shutdown. These are not the actions of a primitive species. Captain Jaiho spoke up. "Could they have help from another spacefaring race?" "Impossible," Do-hyun said firmly. "Our intelligence confirms no other advanced civilization has contacted Earth. Whatever this is, the humans are doing it alone." "Then we should delay the attack," Ha-won suggested. "Send more probes, gather more information." Do-hyun considered this for a long moment. His reputation in the Confederation rested on this invasion. Delay would show weakness. "No," he decided. "We attack as planned. But we will modify our strategy. Instead of striking their military bases first, we will target their civilian centers, force them to react, reveal their true capabilities." Ha-won wanted to object, but she knew that tone in her commander's voice. His mind was made up. She returned to her station and began updating the attack plans, trying to ignore the growing sense of dread in her stomach. On Earth, Admiral Yunwoo received the news of the aliens' decision through their quantum monitoring system. She smiled grimly and pressed a button on her command console. "All units, prepare Phase 2. They took the bait. Now we show them humanity's true power." Commander Do-hyun gave the order to attack at exactly dawn, Earth time. 500 alien warships moved forward in perfect formation, their weapons ready to fire. The morning sun reflected off their silver hulls as they entered Earth's upper atmosphere. "All ships report ready for combat," Lieutenant Ha-won announced from her station. Her voice was steady, but her hands gripped the control panel tightly. "Excellent. Target their largest cities first," Do-hyun commanded. "Fire on my mark." Captain Jai-Ho's battlecruiser led the first wave of attackers. His ship's weapons were charged and aimed at a city called New York. "Ready to fire, Commander." "Fire," Do-hyun ordered. The alien fleet released their first volley of energy weapons. Bright beams of destructive power shot toward Earth's surface, but they never reached their targets. A shimmering web of energy suddenly appeared in the sky, covering the entire planet like a shield. The alien weapons hit this barrier and disappeared completely, absorbed without causing any damage. "Impossible," Do-hyun shouted. "Where did that shield come from?" Before anyone could answer, hundreds of platforms emerged from their hiding places around Earth's orbit. They had been invisible until now, covered by technology the aliens had never seen before. "Enemy weapons detected," HFY called out. "These platforms are armed with. I don't recognize this technology." The platforms opened fire. Instead of normal energy beams, they released waves of strange golden light. When these waves touched the alien ships, their systems began to fail. "My weapons are shutting down." Captain Jai-Ho's voice crackled through the communication system. "Engines failing. We're losing power." Do-hyun watched in horror as 20 of his ships lost power and began drifting in space. The humans' weapons weren't destroying their ships. They were disabling them completely. "Evasive maneuvers," he ordered. "Retreat to a safe distance." But the humans had planned for this too. More platforms appeared behind the alien fleet, trapping them in a giant net of advanced technology. The golden waves kept coming, shutting down more ships with each pulse. "Sir," HFY reported, "we've lost contact with a third of our fleet. The human weapons are spreading some kind of energy field that our shields can't stop." Captain Jai-Ho's ship was hit directly by one of the golden beams. His image appeared on the main screen, showing sparks flying from damaged equipment behind him. "Commander, we've lost all power. Life support systems are running on emergency backup. We need immediate assistance." Do-hyun realized with growing fear that this was not the easy battle he had expected. These humans had technology that matched or even exceeded their own. And worse, they had planned this trap perfectly. "Launch our fighter ships," he ordered. "They're too small to be affected by these energy waves." But as the fighter ships launched, Earth revealed another surprise. Sleek, black aircraft rose from the planet's surface, moving with impossible speed and agility. They engaged the alien fighters in combat, and the difference was immediately clear. The human pilots flew with incredible skill, as if they had been practicing for this exact battle. In her mountain base, Admiral Yanwoo watched the battle with satisfaction. "Phase 2 complete," she announced to her staff. "Begin Phase 3. Show them what our quantum pulse cannons can do." New weapons platforms emerged from Earth's moon, powering up with a brilliant blue glow. The alien fleet was now caught between 3 layers of human defenses, with more surprises yet to come. Do-hyun stared at his tactical display in disbelief. Everything they knew about Earth had been wrong. His mighty invasion fleet was being defeated by the very primitives they had come to conquer. And judging by the new weapons charging on the moon, the worst was yet to come. Admiral Yanwoo stood in Earth's Global Defense Command Center, surrounded by holographic displays showing the ongoing battle. The alien fleet hung trapped between Earth's defensive layers, just as planned. Now it was time to show them humanity's true power. "Activate the quantum pulse cannons," she ordered. Her voice was calm but firm. "Target their command ships first." The massive cannons on the moon powered up, their blue energy building to full strength. These weapons were the result of 50 years of secret development, hidden from the rest of the world until now. On the alien command ship, Commander Do-hyun watched with growing horror as the moon-based weapons took aim at his fleet. "Raise all shields to maximum power," he shouted. Lieutenant Ha-won worked quickly at her station. "Sir, our shields are already failing against their current weapons. These new cannons appear to be much stronger." The quantum cannons fired. Brilliant beams of blue light crossed space in seconds, cutting through the alien shields as if they weren't there. 3 command ships exploded instantly. How is this possible? Du Hyun demanded. Their technology should be centuries behind ours. Admiral Yun Wu's image suddenly appeared on all the alien ship's communication screens. She spoke in perfect Confederation language, shocking the alien crews even more. "This is Admiral Yun Wu of the Earth Defense Force," she announced. "We have studied your technology since you entered our solar system 3 months ago. Your shields cannot stop our weapons. Your ships cannot escape our defensive grid. Surrender now, or we will be forced to destroy your entire fleet." Do Hyun stared at the human admiral's image in disbelief. "You speak our language. You knew we were coming." "Of course we knew," Yun Wu replied. "We detected your fleet long before you reached Mars. Every move you made was monitored. Every scan you performed was allowed. We showed you exactly what we wanted you to see." As if to prove her point, new ships emerged from Earth's atmosphere. They were sleek, advanced vessels that made the alien ships look outdated in comparison. These ships moved with incredible speed, surrounding the alien fleet completely. Captain Jaiho's damaged ship drifted helplessly as one of the Earth vessels approached it. "Commander," he reported, "their technology. It's like nothing in our database. These humans have developed things we never even thought possible." Yun Wu continued her message. "For centuries, humanity fought itself. We became masters of warfare, deception, and survival. When we detected your approach, we united. Every nation shared its military secrets. Every scientist worked together. What you see now is the combined military might of all humanity." The quantum cannons charged again, targeting more ships. Earth's defensive platforms moved closer, their golden disabling beams ready to fire. The human fleet tightened its formation around the trapped alien vessels. "You have 10 minutes to surrender," Yun Wu stated firmly. "After that, we will disable or destroy every ship in your fleet. Choose wisely, Commander Do Hyun." Do Hyun looked at his tactical display. Half his fleet was already powerless, drifting in space. Many more ships were damaged. Earth's defenses had them completely surrounded. Everything they had believed about this planet had been wrong. Lieutenant Ha-1 stepped closer to him. "Sir," she said quietly, "we should consider their offer. We cannot win this battle." Commander Do Hyun faced the hardest decision of his military career. Half his fleet drifted powerless in space, while Earth's forces surrounded the remaining ships. The 10-minute deadline for surrender was counting down. "Sir," Lieutenant Ha-1 reported, 3 more ships just lost power. Their crews are switching to emergency life support systems." Do Hyun clenched his fists. Years of military training had taught him to never surrender, but he had also learned to recognize when a battle was truly lost. "How many ships can still fight?" "Less than 200, Commander. And our weapons seem to have no effect on their shields." On her command ship, Admiral Yun Wu watched the alien fleet's desperate situation. She turned to her tactical officer. "Show them what else we can do. Activate the drone swarms." Thousands of small diamond-shaped drones launched from Earth's surface. They moved together like a flock of birds, surrounding the alien ships in complex patterns. Each drone was smaller than a car, but carried advanced weapons. 5 minutes until surrender deadline," Ha-1 announced on the alien command ship. Do Hyun watched the human drones with growing fear. These devices moved with incredible precision, using flight patterns his combat computers couldn't predict. "Try to scan those drones. What kind of weapons do they carry?" Before Ha-1 could answer, the drones demonstrated their power. They released pulses of energy that cut through the alien ship's armor like it was paper. Several damaged ships broke apart into pieces. "Commander," Captain Jaiho called through the static. "These drones, they're using some kind of molecular cutting beams. Our armor is useless against them." The alien crews watched in horror as the drones easily disabled more ships. Human vessels moved between the disabled alien ships, attaching devices to their hulls. These devices provided emergency power and life support, keeping the alien crews alive. 3 minutes remaining, Ha-1 said quietly. Admiral Yun Wu's image appeared again on their screens. Commander Du Hyun, look at your tactical display. Your remaining ships are trapped. Your weapons cannot harm us. But notice that we haven't killed your crews. We're even providing life support to your disabled vessels. Do Hyun looked at the readouts. She was right. Despite having the power to destroy his entire fleet, the humans were keeping his people alive. It was a show of strength he hadn't expected. 2 minutes, Ha-won reported. Why? Du Hyun asked Admiral Yunwoo. Why show mercy when you could destroy us? Because that's not who we are, Yunwoo replied. Humanity has learned from its own wars. We fight to defend, not to destroy. Surrender, and your crews will be treated well. Continue fighting, and we will be forced to take more decisive action. The drones moved closer, their weapons glowing with deadly energy. Earth's quantum cannons aimed at the remaining alien ships. The defensive platforms charged their disabling beams one more time. 1 minute remaining, Ha-won said. Do Hyun looked at his bridge crew. They were some of the finest officers in the Confederation fleet. He couldn't let them die in a hopeless battle. These humans had outmaneuvered them completely. Lieutenant, he said finally, send the surrender signal to all our remaining ships. The humans have won this battle. As the surrender orders went out, Admiral Yunwoo smiled. The first test of Earth's united defenses had been successful. Now it was time to show the galaxy that humanity was ready to take its place among the stars. After Commander Du Hyun surrendered, his first thought was to warn the Galactic Confederation. Earth was far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. He had to tell them before they sent more ships into this trap. Lieutenant Ha-won, he ordered, send an emergency message to Confederation Command. Tell them everything. Ha-won tried to send the message, but nothing happened. She checked her systems again and again. Sir, our faster-than-light communications are not working. Something is blocking our signals. Colonel Min Seo's image appeared on their screens. She was the head of Earth's Electronic Warfare Division. Don't waste your energy, Commander. We have created a quantum disruption field around our entire solar system. No messages can get out. In the Global Defense Command Center, Admiral Yunwoo watched as Earth ships moved to collect the surrendered alien vessels. Begin Phase 4, she ordered. Secure their ships and transfer the crews to our holding facilities. Human ships attached themselves to each alien vessel. Teams of Earth soldiers, wearing advanced-powered armor, entered the alien ships. They moved quickly and efficiently, showing years of training for this exact situation. On the alien command ship, Du Hyun and his crew waited nervously. They had never lost a battle before. They had never surrendered before. No one knew what would happen next. The ship's main door opened with a hiss. A team of human soldiers entered the bridge, led by Colonel Min Seo herself. Their armor was sleek and powerful, making them look like walking tanks. Commander Du Hyun, Min Seo said, please come with us. Admiral Yunwoo wants to speak with you in person. As they led him off his ship, Du Hyun saw more human ships arriving. They were collecting all the advanced alien technology. Teams of Earth scientists were already studying the disabled vessels. How long have you been preparing for this? Du Hyun asked Colonel Min Seo as they walked. Since we first detected your fleet 3 months ago, she replied. But really, we've been preparing for something like this for decades. Humanity always knew we weren't alone in space. We made sure we would be ready when first contact happened. They took him to a transport ship. Through its windows, Du Hyun could see Earth's massive defense network clearly for the first time. Satellites, weapon platforms, and hidden bases covered Earth's orbit. More ships and stations were emerging from their hiding places around the Moon and Mars. Your entire civilization, he said quietly. It was all a deception. The primitive satellites, the simple space station, the old-fashioned transmissions. Of course, Min Seo smiled. We learned long ago that appearing weak while being strong is the best defense. We showed you what we wanted you to see. Your own overconfidence did the rest. The transport ship headed toward Earth. Do-hyun watched as they passed through multiple layers of defensive shields and hidden weapon platforms. Each layer showed him more of humanity's true power. In her command center, Admiral Yunwoo prepared to meet the alien commander. "Send word to all Earth governments," she ordered. "Phase 4 is complete. The alien threat has been contained. Now we can begin the next stage of humanity's expansion into space." Commander Do-hyun stood in Earth's Global Defense Command Center, surrounded by screens showing his captured fleet. Admiral Yunwoo sat across from him at a large conference table, along with Colonel Min Seo and several other human military leaders. "Now you understand why we let you scan our planet for so long," Admiral Yunwoo said. "We wanted you to believe what you saw. Your own reports to your leaders confirmed our deception was working." Do-hyun looked surprised. "You intercepted our reports. We have been reading all your communications since you entered our solar system," Colonel Min Seo explained. "Your encryption was advanced, but not advanced enough. We have been preparing for this moment for a very long time." On the main screen, Do-hyun watched as human engineers carefully took apart one of his ships. They seemed to already understand how most of the technology worked. Some were even making improvements to the designs. "Your technology," he said slowly, "you already had most of it, didn't you? You just kept it hidden." "Some of it." Admiral Yunwoo nodded. "Other pieces we developed by studying your ships as you approach. Humanity's greatest strength is how quickly we can learn and adapt." Lieutenant Ha-won was brought into the room by human guards. She looked at the screens in amazement. "Commander, they're not just studying our ships. They're making them better." "Of course we are." Colonel Min Seo smiled. "Your quantum drives are good, but they waste too much energy. We've already found 3 ways to improve them. Your weapons are powerful, but their targeting systems are too slow. We can fix that too." Do-hyun shook his head in disbelief. "But why? Why pretend to be primitive? You could have announced yourselves to the galaxy as an advanced civilization." Admiral Yunwoo's expression became serious. "Because we know our history. When advanced civilizations meet less advanced ones, it rarely ends well for the less advanced group. We study your Confederation's records. You have conquered 15 less advanced worlds in the past 20 years. We bring them civilization." Do-hyun protested. "We improve their worlds." "You make them serve the Confederation," Colonel Min Seo corrected. "You take their resources and give them just enough technology to be useful to you. We decided long ago that would never happen to Earth." On the screens, more human ships appeared from hidden bases around the solar system. Each one showed technology that matched or exceeded anything the Confederation's fleet. Earth's defensive grid was fully visible now, revealing layer after layer of advanced weapons and shields. "For centuries, humans fought each other," Admiral Yunwoo explained. "We became experts at warfare, but also at hiding our true strength. When we first detected signals from alien civilizations 50 years ago, we knew we had to prepare. Every nation shared its secrets. Every scientist worked together. We turned our entire solar system into a fortress while making it look like an open target." Do-hyun finally understood the full truth. His fleet hadn't just been defeated. They had been used as a test of Earth's defenses. Every move they made had been predicted and planned for. The humans had turned their long history of warfare into a perfect strategy for surviving first contact. Admiral Yunwoo made an unexpected offer to Commander Do-hyun. "We will allow you to send one final message to your Confederation," she said. "Tell them what you have learned here. They should know the truth about Earth." Do-hyun looked surprised. "You will let me warn them?" "Yes," Colonel Min Seo confirmed. "We will even turn off our disruption field so your message gets through clearly. The galaxy should know that Earth is not a target for conquest." In the command center, the humans prepared their communication systems. They would let Do-hyun use their quantum transmitters, which were much more powerful than his ship's systems. Lieutenant Ha-won stood beside her commander as he prepared his message. "What will you tell them, sir?" Do-hyun thought carefully about his words. This would be the most important message of his life. He had to make the Confederation understand exactly what they faced on Earth. The transmission began. Do-hyun spoke clearly and firmly. "This is Commander Do-hyun of the 4th Expansion Fleet. I send this warning to all Confederation forces. Earth is not what we thought. They are not primitive. They are not weak. They are the most dangerous species we have ever encountered." He paused, looking at the screens showing Earth's defensive systems. "The humans have mastered the art of deception. Everything we saw was a carefully created illusion. Their real technology matches or exceeds our own. Their weapons can disable our ships without destroying them. Their defenses cannot be broken by our strongest attacks." Admiral Yunwoo watched silently as Do-hyun continued his message. "But their technology is not what makes them truly dangerous. It is their mindset. Humans spent thousands of years fighting each other. They learned warfare better than any species we know. They learned to hide their strength, to prepare in secret, to strike only when victory was certain." Do-hyun's voice grew more urgent. "They detected our fleet 3 months ago. They studied our technology. They improved upon our designs. They let us think we were watching them, while they were really watching us. Our entire invasion fleet was defeated in hours, with 0 human casualties." Lieutenant Hawon added her own message. "The humans could have destroyed us completely. Instead, they disabled our ships and saved our crews. They show mercy even in total victory. This makes them even more formidable." Do-hyun gave his final warning. "Do not send more ships to Earth. Do not think you can defeat them with a larger fleet. They have turned their entire solar system into an impenetrable fortress. But more importantly, they have united their entire species in defense of their world. Earth is not a target. Earth is not prey. Earth is a power that the Confederation must respect and approach with peace, or not approach at all." The transmission ended. Admiral Yunwoo nodded in approval. "Thank you for your honesty, Commander. Now let us discuss the future relationship between Earth and the Galactic Confederation. We have many ideas to share." As the humans and aliens began their first real diplomatic talks, Earth's defensive systems remained activated, ready to protect humanity's independence in this new era of galactic politics. The message had been sent. The galaxy would soon know. Earth was ready.